Welcome to Latropeth Language Tutorial 17, where we're looking at volition and non-volition markers. So now is a good time to review the Latropeth verb form in its entirety, because as you would know by now, it can be fairly complex in terms of containing quite a few components, and they follow a sort of conventional order in the verb form. So let's break that down. So subject, noun, class, prefix, direct object, noun, class, prefix if applicable, passive voice marker, negation marker, arealis or subjunctive marker, volition or non-volition marker, which we'll get into in this video, the verb root carrying the meaning, indirect object marker, spatial or temporal marker, and finally your verb ending, your yis, yama, kaya, whatever it might be. Let's look at them now represented in a linear form, because this is how you see them in actuality. And now let's look at a sentence example where I've got the representation up here. This doesn't have all of the elements, but it has a good few of them, so I've sort of crossed off what's not appearing in the verb form down here. So in this example, okay, so you have your subject marker, object marker. These are referencing the nouns that follow by noun class, which you should know by now. Negation marker, arealis marker, in this case representing the future. Verb root carrying the meaning, indirect object marker, who or what the pine-nuts have been given to, see the meaning below, and your verb ending is, and then the actual nouns involved. So basically, what it will translate as the man will not give the pine-nuts to the squirrel. So there's quite a few elements in that verb form. Let's move on. And again, what we're going to look at in this video are volition and non-volition markers in the verb. So I've got them in red here. Volition and non-volition markers, what are they? Okay, so you've got the dasi, which represents volition, mappa, which indicates non-volition, volition meaning it's intentional, mappa meaning it's unintentional. So let's first look at a sentence example without volition or without a volition or non-volition marker. Okay, so so you've got the man throws the spear. Okay, so you've got your subject marker, object marker, verb root, verb ending, and then the nouns. Okay, now this is the same sentence, but I've thrown in the volitional marker, dasi, so intentionality. Okay, so pini dasi yis nakumyemo. Okay, the man throws the spear intently, forcefully. How you actually interpret it probably depends a bit on the context, but you can see how it adds this intentionality element to the meaning. Okay, same sentence again. This time I've thrown in mappa, which is the non-volitional affix. Okay, pini mappa yis nakumyemo. Okay, so you could interpret this as the man throws the spear unintentionally or by mistake. Now, just to draw your attention to the fact that there's vocabulary items in Latropeth that inherently contain these forms, dasi and mappa. So, for example, dasi ikis, to stare. So, ikis is to see. Dasi ikis, to see with intent or to stare. Mappa posa boais, to fall down. Okay? Posa boa, hit ground. Mappa posa boais, hit ground unintentionally. Mappa neo puis, receive an error. Mappa neo is go the wrong way. Mappa is also used, if you look at this last one, mappa neo is go the wrong way, neo is means to go. It's where you sort of set out with intent to do something, but you don't do it right. So finally, should mention in passing that dasi is often found in passives with an implied human agent or a human agent. If you want a review on passives, have a look at tutorial 11. Example here, okay? Okay, the cycad bread is cut by a sharp stone. It's not mentioned that it's a person doing it, but it's an implied human agent that's actually using a sharp stone to cut the cycad bread. And so dasi is showing up in this passive form. You could leave it out and just say that's a perfectly fine passive as well, but you often will find dasi in here that sort of adds that element of human agency or implied human agency to the passive. Thanks for watching!